Hi, welcome to another Flow with Amber video. I'm so honored you are here today flowing with me in beautiful Granada, Nicaragua. We're gonna start laying down on our backs. If you have a block and you want to bring it under the heart, you can take it between the shoulders. And if not, just come all the way down onto your back. And we'll bring the feet together, knees splaying out for Supta Baddha Konasana. If you have two blocks and you'd like the other one to support the back of the head, that might feel nice if you don't want to think about opening the throat like that. Taking the palms open down by the sides, the knees relaxing, allowing the hips to open. And start by taking a nice full breath in through the nose. A full sigh out, ha. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, ha. And one more just like that, full breath in. All the way out. Inviting your next few breaths in and out through the nose, noticing with each inhale, the belly, the ribs, the chest inflate and expand. And with each exhale from the nose, the chest lowers, the ribs return to neutral, and the navel returns towards the spine. And just softening into the back of the heart. Relaxing through the jaw. And just setting yourself up for a peaceful practice today. Reminding yourself, in order to speed up, we must slow down. Find center. And be connected with what we truly desire. In yoga, we have what's called a sankalpa, which is your heart's truest desire. So it's much deeper than an intention for a practice. But it's what do you want to fulfill in this lifetime? Reflect on that over the next 5 rounds of breath. And slowly, if you're on 2 blocks, roll over to one side to remove them. If you're not using any props, then just straighten out the legs. Give them a little wiggle. Feel the flatness as you connect the back of the heart to the earth. And point and flex the toes a few times. Let's also incorporate the wrists, so starting to circle out the wrists. Take a big good morning stretch, reaching overhead, clasp the fingers together. Press the palms out, point through the toes, hollow out the low spine. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, stretch and lengthen. Keeping the palms how they are, start to bring left knee to chest and wrap that hand around the left knee. And then let it graze left and right as you feel into that hip flexor today. Take the knee open into the left hand. Right arm comes out like a wing. If it feels like too much effort to keep the knee floating there, you can also take a block and prop it up under that knee. Flex through the left toes, flex through both feet actually. And breathe into the front of the hips. We're going to come right into a supine twist. If you want that block, bring it with you and cross the knee over the body. Let it rest on the block as you pick up your hips, coming onto the right side body. Keep flexing through both feet. Inhale, lift the shoulders, and exhale, ground them down as you open the wings into your widest wingspan. Observing how the breath enters and leaves the body in this twist. And one more full breath in. And exhale, keep that left knee towards the chest. And then grab behind the calf as you shoot that leg up to the sky. Keep flexing both feet. And then you can start to slowly bend at the elbows, drawing the leg even a centimeter closer to the body, just feeling the stretch through the hamstring. Try to keep the face soft. Send a few breaths into that shaky leg. Good, bend at that knee, release the leg out long. Take a moment in a mini Shavasana, arms down by the sides. Let everything reset. Just noticing how important those moments to rebound, to reset, to find pause are important for us to keep generating energy, to keep moving forward. We need moments of stillness in between. Let's clasp the hands again, reaching overhead. Big good morning stretch, point through the toes, take 2 full breaths. And with the next inhale, bend right knee to chest, wrapping that hand around the knee. Pull it in as you graze the knee left and right. Taking the knee into the right hand, open out to the side, left arm comes out like a wing. Hover that leg and or place it on the block. Let's cross the knee over the body. Take that block with you if you're going there. Pick up the hips around the left side. Inhale to lift the shoulders off the mat. Exhale to ground and open the wings. 7 rounds of breath in and out of the nose. Keep that knee towards the chest as you roll back onto the spine. Take the hands clasped around the back of the calf. Lengthen, extend the heel up to the sky. Soften through the shoulders. Create space between the ears. and the shoulders, and breathe into that flexed foot. Bending at the knee, extend the leg out, and just release. If you have any props in the way, move them now. And then we're gonna move into some dynamic stuff with the hips now. So we're gonna take the knees to chest, and then drop them at about a 90-degree angle so that the knees are more on top of the hips. Take the palms out like wings, the hands out like wings, palms down. Let the knees fall over and stack to the left. Kick out the right foot so we extend through that top leg. Then draw the knees bent, bring it over the center of the body, let them fall over to the right, kick out the top leg. Inhale, bend the knees, pass through center, exhale, kick into the top leg. And just do that a few times with the breath. Inhale, center, exhale, kick through. Really nice. One more on each side. And then knees to chest. Give yourself a big hug. And pull the forehead towards the knees as you lift the head off the mat, finding 5 breaths here in a nice tight ball. Good. Release and open up the wings, plant the feet. We're gonna press the hands actually down by the sides. We're gonna lift the hips up for a bridge, squeeze the glutes together, and then exhale, soften the glutes and tap the earth. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, release and tap. And let's do 5 more. Good, and then bring knees to chest, grab behind the hamstrings, and rock and roll forward and back a few times. You can come as far back as a plow, as far forward as a boat. And let's do just one more after this before we come all the way up to a seat. Hands plant, cross at the ankles, and come right into a tabletop position. Hands and knees. Once you arrive, spread through the fingers and shake the head and tail in opposite directions. You can even lift up the knee that you are bringing the hips to the opposite side. Good. Last one. Come back through center, take the hips to the left, draw a big circle all the way to the right. And let's do 3 in each direction. Check in that hips and knees are stacking. And switch directions. And then let's jump into a puppy pose, taking hands to the top corners of the mat. Melt the heart, keep the hips lifting. Press the armpits down towards the earth. You might even turn the thumb slightly up to feel that rotation through the shoulders, wrapping biceps in towards the ears. And that might even encourage you to look forward, bringing your chin to the mat if that feels right in your body today. And then really slowly start to walk the hands back into a child's pose, bringing the hands to the heels, wrapping the shoulders around the heart, and resting forehead to the earth or a block. Setting your intention for our movement today. Keeping our sankalpa, our heart's desire, always present in the heart. But the intention of this practice present in our breath, in our movement, in our attitude in which we flow, knowing we must release in order to create space for what we're calling in. Tuck chin to chest, slowly rise up, stacking one vertebrae at a time. Reach that left arm overhead, take it behind you. Reach the hips up, reaching the right arm up and back, this modified camel pose variation. Exhale, bring that seat to the mat. Swing the right arm back, and then the left arm lifts up with the hips, reach up and back. And once more on each side. Moving with awareness and control. And then walk the hands forward, lift the hips up as we come into downward facing dog, curl the toes. Take a nice deep bend in the knees as you pedal out the feet, gazing under one arm and then the other. If you have hops in your practice, we can hop to the top of the mat. If not, you're gonna walk, but take your time to bend the knees, look at between the hands, and then launch yourself nice and slow to the top and fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, root to rise, reaching overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands at heart center, Samastitihi. Saluting the sun today. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, step it to plank. Elbows pointing back, look forward, Chaturanga, lower down, all the way onto the belly. Take a mini cobra, so don't lift too high, just a little, lower down. Take a bigger cobra, press deeper into the mat, shine the heart forward, open the back, all the way back down. Curl the toes, push up plank, and downward facing dog. Awesome. Pedal it out once you arrive. 5 breaths. Take a nice deep bend in the knees, look forward, hop, step, walk, top of the mat, and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, saluting our inner sun at the heart, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, nice and slow, hinge it forward to fold. Inhale, half lift, shoulders down the back. Exhale, plant the hands, strong Chaturanga, holding that Chaturanga for a pause, all the way onto the belly, mini cobra, all the way back down, higher cobra, all the way back down, curl the toes, firm up the core, push up plank, downward facing dog. Maybe finding stillness in this one. Finding 5 solid breaths. Deep bend in the knees, look forward, walk, step, hop, top of the mat, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step it to plank. Chaturanga, find that pause, keeping shoulders higher than elbows all the way onto the belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lifted cobra. Exhale, lower. Keeping those hips grounded. Curl the toes and come all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Let's inhale our right heel high this time. Bend the knee, open, stack the hip, look under the right shoulder. Take the elbow to meet the right knee. Inhale, three-legged dog. Elbow to cross and meet the left knee. Sorry, left knee to cross and meet the left elbow. Right knee, hold on, I'm gonna do that again, pause. Okay, take the knee across to the left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, step it through. Inhale, rise up, high crescent lunge. That back heel is lifted. Exhale, draw the heart forward, reach the arms back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, dip that knee to the mat. Inhale, tall. Hands to the mat, standing splits. Pop the back foot up. Point through the toes, gaze at the back of the mat. Bend that knee like a flamingo. Take a little dip as you press that knee into the front knee. Kick it out, standing splits. And then bend the knee and step the left foot to meet the right. Good. Take a fold, release. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, samastitihi. Spicing up our salutations. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step it to plank. 2 cobras. Push up plank to downward facing dog. Once you arrive, take your left heel high. Bend the knee, open, stack the hip. Knee's gonna tap the left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Knee's gonna tap the right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, step it through. Inhale, your high crescent lunge. Exhale, heart forward, fingertips back. Inhale, tall spine, reach it up. Exhale, dip that knee. Inhale, tall. Hands to the mat. Standing splits, pop the back foot up, point the toes, relax the head. Good, we're taking a little Shiva squat, so knee presses into the back knee, look forward. Inhale, kick up, inhale, kick up to your standing splits. And then flamingo that leg and step the right foot down. Let it go. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhaling, hands at heart. Breathe in, reach tall. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale through your vinyasa. If you want to keep doing the double cobras, go for it. If you want to come into an up dog and hold. Remember, up dog, hips lift, knees lift, arms become straight. And then exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we're going to repeat that sequence once more on each side. So let's inhale the right heel high. Knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged. Knee kisses the left elbow. Inhale, three-legged. Knee to nose, step it through. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, heart forward. Long spine. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, drop that knee, tap. Inhale, lift. Hands to the mat, standing splits, pop it up, point through the toes. Shiva squat, knee to the back knee. Send it back up. Bend that knee, step the foot down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release and fold, soften the joints. Inhale, rise, really tall. Exhale, hands at heart. Inhale, up. Exhale to the earth. Inhale, halfway. Maybe you hop back into a chaturanga on this one. Inhale through a heart opener, 1 or 2. Take your time, maybe look over each shoulder. Make it your practice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome work. Let's go left side. Inhale the left heel high. Knee's gonna tap left elbow. Inhale, three-legged. Knee taps the right elbow. Inhale, three-legged. Knee to nose, step it between the hands. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, heart forward. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, dip that knee, cactus the arms. Beautiful. Reach it up. Hands to the mat. Standing splits. Shiva squat. Standing splits, kick it out. Bend the knee, step it down. Release. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach overhead. Draw all that goodness into the heart. Inhale, send it back out. And exhale, fold. Give it to the earth. Inhale, we half lift. Exhale into your vinyasa. Into a downward facing dog. Let's take a full breath in together. And a big sigh out. Nice deep bend in the knees, look forward, big step or hop, top of the mat. And then heel toe the feet as wide as the mat, grab opposite elbows and sway it out side to side, let it go. Take the right hand to the mat, bend the right knee, and then reach through the left fingertips to the sky in your twist. Try to stack shoulders. Coming onto those fingertips will help you to get a little more length. Can you wrap that top arm around the low back and grab for inside the right thigh, opening the chest a little deeper? And then can you also bend both knees and reach the right arm forward? So now we're in this kind of funky chair pose, the wide squat. Who knows what we'll call it, but I'll think of something. Exhale, slowly put that hand back down. Release the arm down to the earth. And then straighten through the legs to release and sway side to side. Good, left hand to the earth, bend the left knee, twist open, trying to get that heart all the way open to the right edge of the mat. Gazing up at the thumb if that feels okay in the neck. Take that top arm, wrap it around the low back, grab for inside of that left thigh, or keep it just hovering at the back. Bend through both knees to release and level out the hips, and then reach that left arm forward. Exhale, hand to the mat, release the other arm down, and sway it out, move it out. Maybe ragdoll the arms. Good. As we come to stillness and center, bend the knees, slowly rise up, stack one vertebrae at a time. Roll the shoulders down the back, walk the feet underneath you. Tadasana mountain pose at the top. Find your breath. Find your intention. Wiggle through the fingers. We are going to step into a pyramid pose. If you normally use blocks for this, you can grab them now and place them on either edge of your mat. We're going to step the left foot back about to the middle of the mat. Draw the hips forward, keeping that front leg straight. And then hands can stay at the hips, the shins, or the blocks. Drawing your heart forward. As far as the hips tell you, hey, that's enough. Ground through the front big toe and then tuck the chin and release the head. Focus on the balance in the breath. So equal parts inhale and exhale. Three more. Look to the big toe, bend through the front knee, pop the back foot up for a standing splits. Keep pointing through the toe without opening that hip, and draw the nose towards the knee, which is much easier if you have blocks under the hands. If you don't, that's okay. Hands to the mat. Lift a little bit higher. And then Shiva squat. Draw that knee to the back of that front knee. Look forward. Kick out. Standing splits. And big step back for a runner's lunge. Good. You can rock forward and back once you arrive, really wide through the hips. Take that left knee down. Anjaneyasana. Let's bring the hands behind the low back. Draw the shoulders together. Inch the front toes forward so that I can push the hips forward. Open through the heart. Gaze up without taking the whole head with you. Try to lift up and out of the pelvis. So instead of dumping into the front of the pelvis, try to lift up and out, feeling the length and the curve of the spine. Good. And then release the hands forward with balance. We're going to press the palms together, pull the hips back, fan the front toes up. Reach like a forward fold. Hold. And then nice and slow, come back to your runner's lunge. Whew, good. Feel the hips pushing forward. Hands can stay grounded. Shoulders down the back. And then let's come into a half split. So you can walk the blocks with you if you'd like. Pull the hips back and tuck the chin. We're not sitting here on the heel, we're staying lifted, trying to keep this balance in the hips. And then ground through that front foot. Remove the blocks, take hands to the mat. As you lift that back knee, step it to plank. Let's do a side plank over to the right hand, left arm reaches up. Modify if you need to place the right knee to the mat, or play around, maybe hover, float that top leg. Hands to the mat, chaturanga. Into your heart opener. Let's take a little pause in a child's pose just to reset that. Feeling the balance in the hips. And then look forward, lift up to your downward facing dog. Nice deep bend through the knees, look forward, big step, hop, walk, float, top of the mat to fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Take the left hand into the right wrist, reach over to the left. Come back up through center. Nice tall spine, and then reach over to the right. back through center, wiggle a little taller. And exhale, release down by the side, mountain pose. Check that the chin is parallel to the earth, lifting through the sternum, shoulders rolling down the back. Really feel the energy through the fingertips. Maybe close the eyes and get back in rhythm with the breath. Let's take an inhale together through the nose and a ha out of the mouth. Inhale. Ha. Good. Check in that the eyes can find a drishti, a point focused on the earth, as you step that right foot back about halfway for our pyramid pose. Hip points forward. We really want to make sure that back heel is grounded. So just make sure if it's not, you can walk the foot out more to the edge. And then when the hip points are forward, lean forward with the heart. Grab onto those blocks or anything you need here. This time I'll do it without blocks. Tuck the chin. Maybe shake the head no. Maybe shake the head yes. A little more bend through the elbows to release the shoulders. Good. Look to the big toe. A little bend through that front leg as you pop the back foot up for standing splits. Shiva squat. Kick back up to standing splits and take a big step back for a runner's lunge. Good. Once you arrive, you can shake it out. Move it forward and back. I'm taking the blocks back in my hands now. Let's lower that back knee. Inhale, come up. Draw the hands to the low back. Clasp them together if you can. Draw the shoulder blades together. Gazing up. Check in that that heel is in front of the knee and not the knee in front of the heel. Playing with our balance, we're releasing the hands forward as we pull the hips back, letting the front toes lift off the mat as if we're taking a fold. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Breathe. Try not to lock out that front knee. Awesome job. Ground through the front foot. Hands to the mat. And then let's take our half splits. Pulling the hips back. You might walk the blocks closer towards the knee to get there. Tuck the chin and breathe. Full breath in, full sigh out. Inhale to plant that front foot. Release the blocks, hands to the mat, lifting the knee, step it back. And then we've got our side plank over on the left hand. Make sure shoulder stacks over wrists. Right arm comes up. Play around, modify. And when you're ready, coming back to your plank, look forward and lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend, your heart opener, and exhale, child's pose. Let's take the knees wide this time, the big toes to touch. Find length through the back of the neck as you soften into this. How can you soften more in your life in order to create more peace? So maybe we soften in our heart in the way that we approach relationship, being more compassionate, having more empathy. Maybe we soften and ease into our mornings, so we take the time to do the rituals, to slow down before we speed through the tasks of our day. Maybe we soften deeper into self-love, looking at ourselves through the eyes of our mother or our best friend or someone that loves us, reminding us just how beautiful and powerful and worthy we are. Let's stretch out the shoulders here, just taking the right shoulder across the chest, the right arm across the chest with the palm open, and drop onto the right ear, staying in this child's pose with the hips, but threading the needle through. If the right ear can't ground, take a blanket or a block underneath. Come back through center, extend the right arm out long, and take the left arm across the chest. Same thing. And releasing back through center. And then we're going to come up onto all fours. Two options here, either to run through some cat-cows or to come into a down dog and do some spinal waves. I'll show what that would look like. So from your down dog, you would come and straighten your body out to a plank. You would look forward, bend the knees, lift the tail up and back, down dog, and just kind of rolling forward and then lifting hips and rolling back. Eventually, we're going to walk our hands to the feet and take a forward fold at the back of the mat. Once you arrive, take the two peace fingers around the big toes, bend at the elbows, and draw yourself closer to the earth. Bring more weight into the balls of the feet. Shake the head. We're going to play with a little balance here. So release the right hand to the mat, keeping the left fingers around the big toes. Take a little chair pose, sink the seat, lift that left foot with you as you come up to stand. If you wiggle and wobble, you're human, it's fine. Kick it out in front. Right arm might come on the hip or out like a wing. Stabilize through that standing leg, lift through the sternum. Draw knee to left armpit, bending like a half happy baby, and then kick into the heel. Figure four chair, cross that ankle over the thigh, release the hand. Hands can come to heart now, flex toes to shin. If you really want to play around and the hips feel open, you can bring the hands to the mat, hook this foot around the right tricep, walk the hands forward, look forward, bring the left knee into the left tricep, lean forward, and kick into that flying pigeon. You can extend the leg out. I'm not going to attempt it today. You can also just play with a forward fold here, or stay in your figure four. Lots of options for every body, every energy today. Slowly come back up when you're ready. Bring knee to chest, kick that heel out, and let's do a warrior three. Plant the foot, pop the back foot up. Into a half moon, left hand to the mat, right arm out like a wing. Open the hips to the right edge, toes turn out, right arm reaching high. Bend through the standing knee. Square that right hip back down to the mat into your warrior three. Come back up. Woo. And then let's step the right foot down to meet the left. Awesome work. Woo. Shake that one out. Okay, so now we're in the middle of the mat. Let's inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Stay there and take a moment to shake the head no. Maybe you step onto the hands this time. Toes towards wrist creases, bending at the elbows. And then release the hands, and let's take the right peace fingers around the right big toe, finding that nice low chair pose as we bring the foot up with you. If that feels really challenging today, take a chair pose first and then grab the foot and come up. Kick into that heel. Stabilize and grow through the standing leg, through the sternum. Half happy baby, bending the knee and opening it out to the right, and then kicking into that hand. Crossing ankle over thigh, figure four, beautiful control, hands at heart, flex toes to shin. You can stay here. You can fold and take hands to the mat and then lift the hips, or you can walk those hands out, attach the top of the foot to the tricep, the back of the knee, or the front of the knee to the back of the other tricep. Look forward, lean forward. It's like a crow pose, just with an added twist. When you're ready to release that, slowly, slowly come all the way back up. Good. Take that knee up to chest, kick it out, step it down, warrior three. Back foot pops up. Find your balance. Soaring here. Right hand to the mat. Open the left hip, take that left arm up to the sky, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Gently bend through that standing knee, square the hips back down, draw the hands to heart, come back through a warrior three. And then come up to stand. Whew. Let it go. And then back to our mountain pose. Take a pause. Feel where the energy is coursing through the body. If there's any parts that feel stuck or that they need movement, do that now. Without thinking, just listening to the body's needs. Option to flow through one more vinyasa, or to come into a toe stand and really slowly lower yourself down to a seat. But all of us are going to make our way onto a seat in any way that feels good. If you're coming in the toe stand, come onto the balls of the feet, lower the seat down to the heels, keep reaching the arms up. Maybe take a toe stand twist. You can swing one arm back and open the heart. Good, come back through center, over to the other side. Back through center, we're gonna roll into a boat pose. So slowly, come on down, kick it out. Lift the sternum, try not to dump into the low back, palms up. Maybe straighten out through the legs a little bit more. Lift the chin. And then hands at the hamstrings, slowly roll down and lift right up into a shoulder stand. Hands supporting under the hips, point through the toes, zip the legs together. We're trying to be on the shoulders, so you kind of have to tuck them underneath you. And then can you walk on the ceiling or on the clouds, wherever you're practicing? Just kind of play like we're in space, or like we're pedaling an imaginary bike. And as you pedal that bike, can you walk it to the back of the mat into your plow pose? You can kind of play around here a little bit, keep lifting the hips, and then grounding the feet towards plow. You can clasp hands and stretch the arms out long. Keep the feet about hip distance apart. Bend the knees by the ears for ear pressure. Hands can release, maybe grab onto the back of the hips again, or you can press palms into the mat. And nice and slow, we roll down. Lift the head as you come up. And then plant the feet, relax the head back down, and take some windshield wipers, letting the knees fall left and right. Check in the feet are planted as wide as the mat. I see a lot of people with the feet together, and that just kind of locks out the hips. So just bring more space and let it move through. We did a lot with the hips today, so just notice what's going on. Giving gratitude for all of our mobility, flexibility, and strength in our bodies. You know, when you're sick or when you deal with chronic illness, you sometimes forget what it feels like to be healthy, and it's that just one wish that you have is just to be healthy, just to feel good again. And when we're healthy, we're not really thinking about how crappy it feels to be sick. We're just kind of taking advantage of our health. So maybe just bring more consciousness into gratitude for the health that you have today. Let's take a happy baby, ground the sacrum into the earth, grab edges of the feet, calves or big toes, and move left and right. Find an organic breath. And then we're going to do a figure 4 bridge pose or a bridge pose. So you can plant the left foot with the knee bent, cross the right ankle over the thigh, hands press it into the mat as you lift up. Lower the seat. Take the sole of that foot over to the left, so let it kind of fall over to the left. Left hand is going to press that right knee away from you, and then right arm can open up like a wing. Good, let's come into a figure 4 stretch. So bring the knee back up through center. You can even interlace the hands around the front of the shin, the back of the hamstring. And you can even keep this foot planted as well. Release that foot to the ground. Take the right heel up to the sky. Circle out the ankle. And then extend that leg out long. Extend both legs out long. Take a pause. Let's plant the right foot. Cross the left ankle over that thigh. We're doing a bridge pose first, so flex toes to shin, press hands into the mat, lift up. Next, exhale, bring the hips to the mat. Let the sole of that foot fall over to the right. Right hand presses that knee away. And then coming into your figure 4 stretch, knees lifting up, maybe lift the foot. Match what you did if that feels okay. 7 breaths. Go ahead and release. Take any last stretch you need, any last movement, wiggle, until you decide that your body is ready to settle into Shavasana. Letting the heels come to the corners of the mat, the toes splaying out. Arms down by the sides or out like wings. Palms open to receiving all the blessings that are already on their way to you now. The health, the abundance, the peace, the confidence, the joy, the dream come true. Relax the space between the brows, the third eye. and Shavasana. Start to find balance in the breath, counting the inhale for a count of 4, the exhale for a count of 4. Begin to wiggle through the fingers and the toes as you continue to find deep breaths. Reminding yourself of your intention for this practice. And knowing that this practice doesn't end when we step off our mats, when we turn off the video. It continues throughout the rest of our day in the way that we interact with each other, with ourselves, with the world. Take the left knee in towards the chest. Find some side-to-side movement. Release that leg and take the right knee in. And then finally, both knees to chest, and let's roll over onto the left side body. Create a little pillow with the hands under the ears. These final moments, just reminding ourselves of the gratitude we can tap into each day to raise the frequency of our life, of the planet. Cultivating inner peace so that we can radiate that outwards. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gently bring yourself back up to a seat. Keeping the eyes closed. Tall spine, energy flowing, hands at Anjali Mudra, center of the heart. Thank you so, so much for practicing with me today. The light inside of me honors the same light in each of you. Many love and blessings your way. Namaste.